Hello and welcome to Table Talk, where we explore faith, love, and everything in between. I am Okoyemi, aka Hadassah. We are going to be diving into a topic that's crucial for everyone considering marriage before you say I do. And I have here a guest. Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
My name is Dari Anifuwoshe. By chance, I'm here
Oh, yes.
to actually, advise the younger ones.
Yes, to share his experience with
Yeah, and
us.
share my experience with you people.
Thank you so much for joining us.
All right.
So let's get right into it. What are the key things to consider when considering when entering into a relationship? Like before we say I do, during courtship, what are the things to consider?
To me, nowadays people call it relationship. But to me, relationship have to be defined. Now, the first thing first, if you want to define relationship, friendship is a relationship, and courtship is a relationship. Now, if it is friendship, that is, you want to get to know that fellow. You want to get closer. You want to get to know who that fellow really is, and the things that he can offer to make you happy. A lot of times we see all these relationship things like okay, it's cool, it's good, and I think I can stay with him. And by the time you keep moving with that kind of person, and you actually understand that he has some benefit to that he can that I can give, you begin to think, okay, because of that, you can go into something deeper. But the truth is, starting with friendship is the best.
Yes.
Now,
Don't neglect that.
when you start your friendship, when you start your relationship with friendship, you get to know that person very well. That is, can this person really make me happy? Is he fun fool? Does he have anger issues? Because there are some things I used to tell people this all the time. My old mom used to tell me this that you know when a cock wants to live with the hen, the Yoruba part of it, they'll say the hen will come and spread his wing, and they said the cock is telling the hen that, oh, I'm going to build you a lot of houses. You understand?
Yes.
And the hen will be like, okay, you're going to build me a lot of houses. Then he allows
Please allow
the cock to mate with. And after that, he wouldn't see the cock anymore. The cock will just run away. Even when the hen give birth to the children, he won't see he won't see the cock. So that is the reason why we must first of all understand that person. Who is he? What does he have to offer? Can he really be somebody I can spend the rest of my life with before thinking of going into a courtship? I am defining the relationship now.
Yeah.
Now, the relationship, first thing first, we are talking about relationship as friend.
Yeah.
Now, there's another relationship, bloodline, but I did not go into that because it doesn't concern what we are saying here.
What's the
But bloodline is also a kind of relationship, because bloodline means that this person is your family. You're actually from the same bloodline. It's a relationship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, friendship is a relationship. That means you don't know that person from Adam. You just met by chance, and you think maybe you and that person can get along. Now, courtship is when you are now thinking of doing something romantic with a person. We call it a romantic relationship. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, can I do something romantic with this person? Now, before then, you must first of all consider friendship. It is very, very important. Then after friendship, then courtship. Courtship is now when you start studying that person closely. That is when you now start thinking of going to that person's family side, getting to know the kind of disease they have in their family, the kind of things that they have in heredity, stuff like that. Then after knowing that, that is when you can now go into romantic relationship with that kind of person. So courtship is what people consider as romantic relationship
I think
nowadays.
you've gotten it twisted.
That is it.
Your explanation, I think most people don't follow
It is when you understand what courtship means.
Yeah.
that is when you actually know what it means to be in a in a romantic relationship. Now, when you are courting with somebody, in your courtship, you are supposed to go to their, to know more about that person, like, know more about that person's parents. Let that person too, allow that person to fully into your own life so that that person can know more about your own family too and all that. So after then, you can now consider a romantic relationship. You understand? But nowadays, because I saw something on the internet. Sorry, because somehow I will have to chip in something from the church.
Fine.
I saw something on the internet nowadays, of recent, not quite long, and this young lady stand up in the midst of the service and started accusing this guy of impregnating her, and the whole place was, for that very second, for that moment, the whole place was on fire. And I now discovered that most of the young people nowadays, they don't really know who they are dating. And the only place that lady knew was the church. And because that kind of lady, she's even mannerless. For her to have, interrupt the service, she's mannerless. So at what I'm trying to say is that even though if the only place you know is the church, you don't know this guy's family, because I am so sure that this girl does not really cut with this guy. I don't even think he knows the guy's house, because if she had known the guy's house, the girl would have gone to that guy's house to do that kind of rubbish. But the only place she knew was the church. That was why she went to the church. So there are a lot of relationships that you just find yourself on Facebook, on to go on whatever platform, social platform. You understand? And you just find yourself there, and the next thing, the person invites you to an hotel, and the person got you impregnated, and now, who's going to solve the problem? You don't know the person, you know nothing about the person, there's no courtship, there's no friendship. You just went straight into romantic relationship. And at the end of the day, the problem becomes bigger than you can swallow.
If you are following, guys, let's friendship be the foundation of any relationship you are going into. Now, talking about courtship, what are the things we should discuss in courtship? And looking at it from a Christian perspective too, what are the key things to discuss in courtship?
Yeah, that's a very, very important question too, because there's a lot of things to discuss in courtship. Because when you are considering courtship, then by the side you are considering a kind of forever journey. Because by the time you are considering courtship, then you are seeing that person like somebody, like that person have in friendship, the person already gotten past mark.
Yeah.
You understand? So you are now thinking about courtship with the person. Now, thinking about courtship now, you now have to look deep into what this person does. You understand? The first thing first. Because even David said it, he said, love is sweet, too, but when money enter love is what is sweeter. Now, you must understand the fact that in fact, I don't know how to put it, but the truth still remains that money, as even Bible said, it said money answered all things.
Yeah.
So without that, you need to know that, okay, what is this guy really doing? If I ended up with him, can what he's doing, can we really sustain both of us? Because you need to first think of both of you before thinking about romantic relationship, because it is romantic relationship that will bring about children, right? So you need to first think about both of you, that what he's doing, can you really sustain the both of us? It's it's finance. Can you really then when you get that right, then start considering the parent, the family. It is very, very important. I don't want to, so many times when we come out, there are some things, I don't want to say this on camera, but one way or the other, I will have to say it.
Yeah.
You see, when you meet people from a separate home, oh my.
It's like you have
don't let me say don't go for them, but let me just say that you have a lot of work to do. because you really need to, change their mentality, the way they think. Because the way they see marriage is different from the way that you are from, a home, that your parents are together. It's really, really different. The way they see marriage, it's completely different from the way you see it.
Tomorrow morning and say they're no longer
Because that is what they've, always known. Their mom is not with their dad is not with their mom, so they believe everybody is just living their life. You understand?
Yeah.
And when and when you are you are coming from when you are coming from a home that is not separated, you will be looking at that person like, are you sure this person is normal?
It's okay upstairs.
Because she will be doing things that that are actually contrary to your own thinking. Because you'll be like, okay, I'm thinking we contradict yours, definitely. Because you are thinking that, okay, fine, we must stay together, and you are doing everything to make sure that relationship works, that courtship works. But she's doing things that make her feel like, oh, if you want to stay, let him stay. If she wants to stay, let her stay. I want to go. I have my life to live. After all, my mom did not stay with my dad. After all, my dad and we had a good life. And that will always come. And it will always frustrate your own effort to make the relationship work. So you have to also consider that. I am not saying that you should not cut with them. What I'm trying to say is that you have a lot of work to do. The first thing for us you have to do, that is why friendship is very, very important. In friendship, first of all, change our mentality. Let us see marriage very, very important before you now start cutting. Now, when you now start cutting, let me now tell you another thing about this separate home. Now, there are some families that they will encourage their child to be separated. Like a mother will still, some mother will still encourage their child, like, oh, you see, if you're married and your husband wants to stay, let him stay. If he did not want to stay, just leave and go and be taking care of your children. And there are mothers that will still, the fact that they are separated, they will still want their child to remain in a marriage.
And make it work.
I've seen a guy that had issue with his wife, and was telling his wife that I will beat you the way my father used to beat my mom. So there are things that we need to consider. Note how that person think first. So the first thing for us is the finance. The number two is the family. Where the
friendship, finance, family.
Friendship, finance, and family. Now, after that, another thing that is very, very, very important that we need to always, as ladies, be conscious of is health. And men, is health. Now, I'll tell you a short story. I know of a lady. She was dating this guy, and she never knew that this guy had this scrotum, a surgery, a kind of scrotum disease.
Wow.
And at the end of, they were dating. But this girl was kind of lucky because she's a nurse. So what happened was that she was just, cleaning the house. They were still cutting. So she was just, cutting is very, very important.
Very important. Do not skip it, guys.
We must consider it. So this lady was now cleaning the house. And then she found a drug. And she, was like, check and what is the meaning of this drug? And this guy did not tell this lady anything about the surgery. That to even have a child for him is 50-50.
Hey.
He didn't.
Imagine she enters the marriage and they are looking
Do you understand now?
They will be blaming her that
health is very, very important. Now this lady now confronted the guy and be like, what are you using this drug for? Then and he knew that the lady, she's a nurse, that she actually know what the drug is meant for. So she then have to come out and tell the lady the truth. And that was how the lady dissolved the relationship. Now, I am not saying that dissolving the relationship is actually the final answer. You understand? But at least know them. If you can cope with it, we are still going there. If you can cope with it, you will cope with it. If you cannot, then you let it be. You understand? Now, another thing is mental health. It's very, very important, my sister. A whole lot of things are happening nowadays that we are seeing on the news, and it is because of mental health issue. Some of these guys, some of these ladies have mental health issues.
Like madness.
I am telling you.
Traits of madness.
Because yes, because there are some people that you will just somebody got married.
Yeah.
To somebody, and at the end of the day you will find out that he beats that kind of woman to death.
Hey.
And you don't sit down and question yourself that what is really happening. Is that guy really okay upstairs? Is that lady really okay upstairs? These are things we should consider. Mental health, it is very, very important. You understand?
So
check.
How do we go about that, checking if they are mentally okay?
That is.
Do we take them to psychiatric homes?
That is the reason for courtship. Now, in courtship, you remember the story I told you earlier about the lady that found out. Now, if you are observant, you are not being carried away with what you are getting from the relationship, you will be able to do your investigation very well. That is what courtship is meant for. People should know this. Courtship is not a romantic relationship. Courtship is just to get to know each other very well.
It's not about going for shopping.
No.
On the ground. It's not that.
It's about getting to know the person very, very well. So by the time you get to know him, you are going to his house, you're checking his family, you're checking what is happening, you're even checking him. The things you do when you go to his house, you just don't go there and have fun, have sex, then you leave. That is not the reason for courtship. Be observant. Why are you taking this drug?
No sex before marriage.
Snap the drug. Show it to friends. My boyfriend, he's always taking this kind of drug. My girlfriend, she's always taking this kind of drug. What is it meant for? They will tell you. Find out things. Be observant. You understand?
Yeah.
His anger, mood swing, things like that. What is happening to him? Why is he doing all this?
Yeah, really to let go.
So things like that, helps you to get to know if that person is mentally ill or not. You understand? So you need to be observant. So now I'm talking about firstly, the first thing first you need to consider is the finance.
Yeah.
The number 2 is the family. The number 3 is health, both bodily health and mental health. You need to consider that too. So I think.
So I wanted to ask, is love enough to sustain a relationship?
Oh my. You see, love is very, very sweet. Love is a sweet thing. So when you're in love, it feels like nothing else matters. You understand?
Like Romeo and Juliet.
I'm telling you, it feels like nothing else matters. Yes, love is sweet. I'll laugh at some people, they'll tell you there's nothing like love. That's not because it never catch you. If love really grabs you, then you will know that, it is a sweet thing. Yes. But love is not enough to sustain a relationship. The only thing that can sustain your relationship is understanding. You understand?
Yes.
Love is not enough. Love cannot take you anywhere. Love is just particles enter my eye, I help you blow it. You understand? I care. You're sick. I'm always around.
So you should not focus on we don't need to love the person. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying you should not love. I said love is
drive.
very, very. Don't let it cover you.
True.
Like they used to say, like the old saying, is an old one. They'll say, how do you call it? Love is blind. My sister, love no blind. Now you know one see. Now you know one see. You understand? Love is not blind. Let us be realistic. It's not. It's just that you just decide not to see. And most of the things that you decide not to see are the things we've talked about when you are asking me about things that we need to consider before going into courtship.
Yes.
Don't let love cover you from seeing all those things. You understand? Don't let love cover you. Now, one of the important things is understanding. Now, I will now tell you what understanding really means when it comes to relationship. Understanding really means that knowing the things that are bad, irritating about that person, and you are ready to cope with it. That is it. That is the understanding. things that other people hate about that person, things that people run away from when they notice it in that person.
Yeah.
And you know those things and you are ready to stay. That is the understanding I'm talking about. So it might be she's broke or he's broke, and you can still love him. That is understanding that, okay, I am ready. You are not blind to that.
Yes.
You are just ready. Like, I am ready to stay with this person to the end of time. I am ready to spend the rest of my life with this person. You understand?
Yes.
Now, understanding. When you have understanding, it makes it easier for you to know the person you are dating. You understand? When it is about love, you get lost. You understand? But when it is by understanding, you take your time. You want to study him. You want to know him. You understand? You want to know if at the end of the day you ended up together, you can stay with him. You want to know if truly you are ready to spend the rest of your life with him or her. You understand?
Yeah.
So it is very, very important to keep in mind understanding, because love is not enough. It's not enough at all. Understanding is very, very important.
What's your advice for couples who find that they are not genetically compatible?
There is no two ways to that one. Run.
So that's a deal breaker.
No, in fact, run, because this genetic issue is a very big thing. I'm telling you, it's a very big one. Now, it is not about both of you. Do you see the reason why understanding is very, very important? Far more than love. Love can make you go into a relationship with somebody that is of the same genotype with you, that can really cause something else. Like we're talking about AS and AS, or AS and SC, or AS and SS. Love can make you do it. You understand?
Yeah.
Because nothing else matters. You understand, when it comes to love. But when it comes to understanding, you both will sit down and make yourself understand that, boy, girl, we can't go that lane. You understand? Now, you can't go, because at the end of the day, it is not about you. It is about the child. I've seen a lot of sickle cell warriors on the internet that they are coming out and sharing their experience as a sickle celler, and sometimes I will watch some and I will cry. You understand? Because why do some people, because they love themselves, have to put this beautiful soul in this kind of pain?
It's not worth it.
That is it. That is it. So don't go and if you give birth to two, if the third one might be SS. So because don't try it.
What about all those that are spiritual about it, and like they find out that they are both AS and ES, and they want to pray about it, that God does miracles? What's your advice to those kind of couples? Because I've heard stories of some couples who came together and they prayed about it, and miraculously their genotype changed. And some it did not happen like that. So what's your advice to people trying to spiritualize it in a way?
When according to the Bible, it said, give what to Caesar to Caesar.
Yeah.
A whole lot of people think when they say give what to Caesar, they are talking about the devil. They are not talking about the devil. You understand? They are telling you, give what belongs to the world to the world. Even when they came to Jesus Christ and asked for tax, didn't Jesus Christ pay the tax? He did not have money. He had to send Peter to go and bring miraculous money for the mouth of the fish. That is to tell you that there are some things that it is just natural. It is nature. You understand? And we have to say that nature can't be what? Can't be cheat. Let me tell you, those people that they said they pray and this, fine. Miracles can happen.
Yeah.
You understand? I believe in miracle. I'm a Christian, so I believe in miracle. Miracle can happen. But at the other end, do you consider the fact that there might be a mistake while checking that genotype in the first place?
How many times do you advise that we check our genotype giving Nigerian hospitals, they could make mistakes with the tests.
In fact,
because I've heard stories too of couples going for genotype and they say this person is A, this person is HIV positive, and whereas it's a lie.
Genotype. Your parents must first be the one to tell you. That is one mistake that a lot of people make. Your parents, when you've been given birth to, they did all these tests. They should. This is the problem with us Africans.
Yeah.
They need to do it and tell you, my child, this is who you are. This is your blood group. This is your blood type. This is your genotype. This everything. They need to tell you all these things. You understand? Then after that, when you two, okay, I can remember when I gained admission. We did all these blood tests. Bring your excrete, bring your weed, bring all these things. We did that. They make us understand. Okay, this is where you belong.
Yeah.
You understand? Then when you two, in fact, more than. It is not just when you want to. The reason why we are having this problem now is because, a lot of us start running after this genotype test when we are about to get married.
Exactly.
And it is very, very wrong.
It's not supposed
You
to
should know. I watched a skit. This guy did it. What is his name? Brain Jota. He met with a girl. He was asking the girl, "What is your genotype?" The girl was out of all the questions, it is genotype before, and it is very, very important
to ask when you meet a girl that
I am telling you,
what's your genotype,
so that you don't end, because at the end of the day, love can blind you to do some stupid things.
Yeah.
You understand?
It can cause future heartache.
And at the end of the day, you begin to have problems with. Okay, let's just leave the fact that when the child grows old. What about when the child is growing? The things you face as a parent, the stress, the trauma of the child dying at any time.
Yeah.
Because you always live in fear. You understand?
I've met some sickle cell patients, man.
That is it. It's terrible. So, it is not something anybody should advise, and with what you said, it also goes out to our religious leader too. Please don't advise it. That miraculously is going. There's nothing like miraculously. Let them do what is right.
Yeah.
And I think we'll all be fine if that is done.
Now, one more question. Is spirituality enough to sustain a relationship? Many people, they neglect that in some other areas like finances and how people like, oh, God is going to take over this relationship, neglecting every other aspect that they need to do, like maybe understanding, like the ones who cited from the beginning of this conversation. Is spirituality enough to sustain relationship and to sustain marriage?
Now, spirituality is number one, the first pillar of marriage. Now, because I will tell you that everything that appears in the physical has already happened in the spiritual.
Controls the physical.
So you must know that spirituality is very, very important. Yeah. Now, spirituality is actually different. I want to make a simple diversion there. Yeah. Spirituality is actually different from God's consent. Seeking God's consent on a relationship is different from spirituality. Now, spirituality connects. Now, there's a very big difference between, in fact, there's a big difference between religion and then spirituality. Now, when it comes to religion has everything we need to take ourselves into the spiritual realm. Now, so why did I go there? Through religion, you can meet a lady in a church, right? It is normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, we are all Christians, right?
Everybody is righteous.
So why am I saying this is that before I go deep into it, I watched a video of what's her name, Mrs. Felix Adijumo.
Yeah.
She did a video and she was telling the young people there that before you seek God's consent on it, or before you go to any prophet, not even God's consent, before you go to any prophet to help you pray, on anybody. Maybe that person, maybe you are compatible or not. You need to first of all see that person first.
Yeah.
That is where spirituality comes in. People think that when you see people, you just see with your physical eyes. It is more than that. Spiritually, do you see that person?
You see,
So because a lot of us, we are all Christians, my sister. A lot of things are happening in the church nowadays that we know that a lot of sisters are in the church that they've spent their lives the way they want, and now they say they are born again and they are in the church and they want you that you've not done anything with anybody before too. And you think that kind of relationship will not have problem? There's going to be a very big problem in that kind of relationship because there's a very big vacuum that that young man or that young spiritual lady cannot feel. You've go into the world. You've enjoyed the world.
You've seen the world.
That is why I watched a video of this is about sex of I think Pastor is it Chukwebuka, the one with the afro, the cousin to Burna Boy.
Yeah.
The guy said something in that video that there is nothing like sexual satisfaction. There is only sexual commitment. So it is possible for you to be a pastor and marry somebody that has enjoyed the work, and after you people comes together and you're having sex, you as a pastor, you get satisfied once you're done, but you consider the woman that is coming from the world, because by the time you are hitting that woman and you say hit me hard, turn my head, turn my neck, where is all that coming from? It's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
So you have to commit yourself to make her enjoy the sex. You have to commit yourself. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
I think I do.
You have to now commit yourself to the sex game so that she can also enjoy the sex, so that the family can be happy. Because when you don't satisfy your woman, it's your woman ended up, doing what can destroy the relationship. But to keep the relationship going, you now have to be committed to that sex to make sure that she also enjoys it. Now, let's go back to the question. Now,
Spirituality.
when God gave Adam to Eve, Adam was already made, which means that God already gave Adam work to do in the garden. You understand? Even Eve was part of Adam's work, because Adam was the one that gave Eve name. Now look at it and say, oh, this is the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. And he was the one that called her his wife. It was not God. But after everything that happened in the Garden of Eden, something happened. When God called Adam, and Adam hid, you know what Adam said? When God now accused him of eating the fruit, what did he say? He said it was the.
He gave me.
And because of that, God actually stopped giving us wife. That is why he mentioned in his word that he who find a wife and obtain favor from who? Sephine. So when you find a wife, it is when you find a wife, you will now seek God's consent. God is not looking for a wife for anybody again. So don't say you are the one that will see that person yourself. That okay, physically is my physically I'm in love. Then we are friends. You're caught. You get to know him very well. You see everything is okay. You can cope with. You understand him. You can cope with his or her life and all that. And after everything, you can then seek the consent of God. That God, this person, yes. Now, seeking consent of God.
Is that where God's will comes?
That is when it comes in. Now, that doesn't come in when. That is one thing a lot of people don't know. Another problem like that of the giant time. That doesn't come in when you already go to the pastor and start talking. Daddy, I want to marry this. I'll go and pray about it. When you people already knock, do everything.
No.
No. You understand? These are reality.
You're not supposed to do that. You're not married.
So when you don't explore already, then you now go to the man of God. Who are you deceiving? You understand? Who are you deceiving? Is it God that you are deceiving or the man of God? And they will now want to start praying. At the end of the day, they will just tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
You understand? And most times, what people don't know is that a lot of men of God do not see anything. That marriage that you see that is going on fine, a lot of them is because the man see the woman see the man before they marry themselves. When they went to the man of God said he did not see anything, just tell them,
Just read about it and
just tell them just go, or some just fake some things for them. But because they see themselves very well, they already see themselves very well before they went for the prayer. You understand? Before they already, because they already know themselves that okay, I can cope with this person for the rest of my life. So let me pray about it. But the man of God did not see anything. But the man of God, some of them, because they want you to feel like they can see, you understand? They just give you one story. But because you people already see yourself, you understand? That is the reason why the relationship worked. That's the reason why the marriage worked. So most time, the spirituality is not all enough. Physicality is also important. You understand? You have to know
there
that.
should be a balance.
You need to strike a balance between the both. Like, be sure, be very, very sure that this person, I am ready to spend the rest of my life with him because he has everything that I need in a man. She has everything that
But
I
the person
always
doesn't have to
wanted
be
in a woman.
perfect too.
No, yeah. That is because of this perfection issue. That is why understanding comes in. It is the understanding that will fill up that perfection.
Yeah.
Because there is no perfect human being. You understand?
Yeah.
So understanding will stand that gap. That okay, I love her, though she nags, but
I'm willing to
notwithstanding,
love her,
I'm
tell
ready.
her flaws, I'm willing to
You
overcome
understand? And that is why you see people that really love with understanding. They don't complain about their husband. Even have you met women that their husband womanize and you'll be saying it and they don't even care? That is not because they don't love the man. They love the man, but they knew that is the kind of person he was before they entered into the marriage relationship. You understand? So you must create something that at least will sustain you forever. You understand? So when it comes to spirituality, let me go back to the question so that we don't get lost. When it comes to spirituality, the first thing first is that you have to see the woman, know the woman, create the connection. You understand?
Yeah.
Then seek for God consent after. You understand?
Yeah.
Then whatever God said, that is why I will tell you a lot of things that people, pastors, some prophets see that make them scatter some what is it called? Relationship is not enough to scatter the relationship. But because they don't know the right way to put those things. You understand?
Yeah.
Because they don't know the right way to put those things. That's the reason why they scatter that relationship. Because there are some things that there are some warfare that you can see spiritually that they cannot see physically. That all they just need to do is to put their hands together and pray over that problem, and the problem will solve. But when they just say, ogun wa waju most of it, and at the end of the day, it's got the whole relationship because they say ogun wa waju, and there are some warfare that is ahead that you will see to that. Definitely, that warfare can split them at the end of the day in the future. You can tell them, okay, this is what is going to happen. Then, because of that, you should not continue. So, there are a lot of things to consider when it comes to spirituality too. But the truth is that God did not give anybody wife again. The only thing we do now is to seek God
Choosing
consent
yourself,
when we
still God's way.
find that person that really
Yeah.
suits us. So, think.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
Like
welcome.
it's been an insightful conversation. Remember, guys, it's not just about the butterflies that you feel in your belly. There's a whole lot that goes into a successful relationship or a successful marriage. Thank you so much for joining us on Table Talk today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.